So, hi Peter, thanks so much for sitting down and telling me a little more about Kemp today.
Hey, pleasure to be here.
Good. So why don't we start from the very beginning then? Tell me a bit about the company. Who are you guys and what exactly do you do?
Kemp Technologies is a producer of server load balancing and application delivery appliances.
Okay.
Our market for our products is really small and medium-sized businesses, and our products are really developed to offer the complete solution, if you will, that covers everything that the small and medium customer needs. So if you look at the key areas, is the server load balancing, it's layer 7 content switching, SSL acceleration, we provide application front-end functionality like caching, compression, some of the new features that we described. But the key here is that we've developed it cost effectively so that the managed hosting provider can offer it to their smallest customers, even those that have only 2 servers. Because traditionally these products are very, very expensive,
right,
and you needed very large customers with pretty large server farms to be able to take advantage of this technology. Mm-hmm. With our products, it can now be cost effectively deployed even for a 2-server customer.
Very good. How did you actually manage that?
We basically developed a product from that idea from the scratch. In other words, we targeted the market, so we were able to put together the product model lineup that included ASICs that were built for this space, like in the SSL side. The functionality and the feature set that we've developed was geared from the beginning to handle that small, medium-sized requirement. So we've developed a product line with the SMB in mind, as opposed to trying to look at it from the higher-end enterprise feature and trying to see how we can scale it down.
Good. Now, I know that you recently updated your Load Master solution, so why don't you tell me a bit about that?
Sure. We've always had the layer 4 and layer 7 content switching capability, SSL acceleration, and we've added what we call the AFE, or application front end feature set, which now provides for caching. Caching essentially will provide a lot of functionality and acceleration so that the traffic that's being requested of the server can be actually served by the load balancer, and that will save a lot of traffic going back and forth.
Right.
We add compression to the technology so that we can actually provide more rapid, more content that can go over the wire, as opposed to just having to go again back and forth to the server. We've added intrusion prevention system, an IPS system, which is actually interesting because there are 2 parts to the IPS.
Okay.
There's the engine that runs on the product itself, and then there are rules that are associated with it. So we've made our rules engine open, so the customer can actually use our engine to provide any Snort compatible rule set that they can find. It could be either open source based, or they can go with a company like SourceFire, and they can implement their latest rule sets into our product, as well as write their own. Again, we're pretty unique in that we offer that total open, rule-based type of part of the IPS engine.
Well, just going off of that then, what do you think makes your load balancer solution stand out against the competitors?
Probably today it's the combination of the features and the price point, because we've really focused on the price and be able to deliver something that's very, very cost effective for the lowest end product for the customer who only has 2 servers. The way we stratify our models is by performance throughput, as opposed to by features and functions. So even our lowest end appliance, which is the LoadMaster 1500 here, which lists for $24.90, has all the features and functionalities of our highest end model. The difference is in throughput. So if you're a small customer, if you're a hosting company with a lot of small customers that have only 1 or 2 servers, you can now extend this functionality very cost effectively to them. And we are the only company that actually can do that today, provide that feature to the hosting world.
Very good. Now, I know you also launched a technical training program for your channel partners. So basically, why did you decide to do that, and what are your goals with that?
Our goal is really to enable our partners to provide good technical knowledge base that they can use to then enable their customers to work with. Our product is extremely easy to use and deploy. That's one of the key functional elements that we've developed from the get-go. But at the same time, it's extremely feature-rich, and being able to know how to access those features, how to provide some of that additional core functionality to their customers would make their offering that much more compelling.
Right, I guess this is something that was kind of in demand from your customers. This is something that they were asking
Yes,
from you.
especially from our channel partners. They wanted to be able to get additional information, to get more in-depth knowledge of our products, because while it is very easy to just plug in and pretty much ready to go,
there's
a
little
lot of
things,
extra cool functionality that they need to know how to access.
Very good. So what can we expect to see from Kemp in the near future then?
One of the things that we're working on right now is on our virtualization capabilities.
Which is very hot right now.
Very hot right now, but especially it's going to be targeted for the hosting world, where right now, if you're a hosting company and you're offering load balancing solutions to your customers, you really are doing it one of two ways. Either you're offering a dedicated load balancer directly to your end user customers, or you're putting multiple customers on one shared load balancing device. The problem with a shared model is that while it reduces the initial cost that goes out to each individual customer, that does provide some complications. One, for example, customers' traffic can affect somebody else's customer's traffic. Most customers aren't comfortable putting their SSL key certificates on a box that's shared among other customers as well. So the idea is to take one of our appliances that has a lot of different ports, like 24, for example, virtual individual ports, and make each one equivalent to a dedicated load balancer. So that will achieve a couple of things. One, it'll allow the hosting company to provision a totally virtualized load balancer without having to unpack a new box, put it into a rack, configure it. But it'll also provide that level of security, if you will, from one customer to the next. It'll be that sort of isolation.
Okay.
And it'll make deployment much easier. It'll take up a lot less rack space. Imagine with 20 ports, we can put 20 individual 1U boxes only in 2U of space.
Wow.
And so it's significant. Power consumption is a big story today. It costs a lot of money to keep powering these devices.
Right.
Here again, it's going to be significant savings. So that's something that's exciting that we're working on. Should be available probably in about, I would say, third or fourth quarter of this year.
Very good. Well, you know what? Thanks so much for taking the time to tell me a little more about the company.
Terrific. Pleasure. Nice to see you.
Thank you.